People say that Montessori education is very different from traditional education. What do you think about that?
Okay. Traditional education is actually quite top-down, as we have experienced it. I'm sure a lot of you went through that, and the teacher just tells you all these, all this information, and then you just have to take it as it is and then process it. And a lot of times there's hardly enough time to process it before you have to move on to more information. So it's really difficult for some children who have problem grasping certain concepts, and then they have to build on that. So it becomes very daunting as they move on to higher levels. So and a lot of my students have told me that why they're studying is because they have to go through tests and exams, which is very sad, because they have lost the meaning of learning. So actually, when we learn, the best way to do it is when we do it with our hands, when we get to experience and explore and make mistakes and learn from them on our own. And that's what trains us to really be able to handle things as well. So that's how traditional education is. It's missing that part because it doesn't allow for that time, and that's how it's different from Montessori.
Do you use any specific materials in a Montessori environment?
Dr. Montessori was a scientist, and so the way she developed materials was in a very scientific, systematic way. And so because a lot of the materials were preparations, direct or indirect, for the children's future learning in the curriculum, such as in math, we deal with the decimal system. Everything is from 1 to 10. So with this set of sensorial materials, which we call the red rods, that's the way it is scientific is that these are not just any rods. They are actually precisely measured with, this is in 10 centimeters, these are all in 10 centimeter intervals, so 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, all the way up to 100 centimeters, which is 1 whole meter. So these are not regular rods. They are particularly prepared in that way so that the child has a clear perspective of what the measurement is. Although at this point they may not know exactly what the numbers mean, but they already have a sense of what the length, how they relate to each other. And this is not just any building block. It is measured precisely in dimensions of 10 centimeters. So there are 10 centimeter cubes, 9 centimeters, 8 centimeters, all the way up to a 1 centimeter cube. So when the child is building this, they actually get another, again, another perspective of what these particular dimensions are. And another manifestation of the decimal system is from these cylinder blocks, which they take out, mix up, and then try to replace them in the right slot. There are 10 of them. Again, a lot of the materials are in tens to prepare them for that concept. As well as there's another indirect preparation from this exercise is that when they hold a pencil, they actually hold it like this. So they are taught to hold their pieces on the knob like this. So it actually indirectly prepares them for the writing grip. And another thing that we do when we teach them how to work with these rods is to get a muscle memory of the length. And they use 2 fingers because, again, when they write, they grip the pencil with the 2 fingers. And then they feel the material all the way from the left to the right. So they get a sense of how long it is all the way up to how short it is. It's actually very, it's quite an exciting discovery for them when they do that. As well as, with the 2 fingers, they develop that grip.
Are there any other benefits in the Montessori environment for the child?
Well, the Montessori environment is also set up in a way that the children are in a mixed age group. It's like a mini version of a society. So we have mixed gender, mixed age, and also into the planned into this are the social skills that they're supposed to learn while they're getting along with each other. And we have grace and courtesy lessons, which we don't see in traditional education schools, because they normally whatever they do, when they do make a faux pas, basically they're kind of expected to know what to do, and then they just get told off. But then in a Montessori environment, we actually have informal lessons, sometimes in little groups, to show them exactly how they're supposed to sneeze, to yawn, to make way for other people, so that because children actually want to fit in, they want to feel good and belonging. But then how can they do that if they're making it an embarrassment of themselves, right? So we do that so that we show them exactly how to behave in order for them to feel that they can fit in. With the mixed age group, it's a very, very nice feature to have, because the younger children can learn from the older children. A lot of times they get motivated to learn things that are beyond their level. They get excited because they see the older children doing it. They I want to do that too. But of course we tell them that, when you learn how to do this, we can teach you show you how to do that. And with the older children, they get an opportunity to show the younger ones how to do things, and they can practice their leadership, and it also makes them feel good about themselves, and they reinforce what they learn as well when they do that. So this is a very nice feature in a Montessori classroom, which is not seen anywhere else.
So do you think it is necessary to go all into Montessori?
Well, I realize that a lot of parents may not be ready to send their child to full-time Montessori because of different concerns. But then it is a good supplement and a complement to have to their child's traditional education that they get, because in the traditional model they don't accommodate to the child's pace of learning, right? So they could be going too fast or a little too slow for the child. In this environment in Montessori classroom, they because most work is done on an individual basis, and it's the guide who observes the child to see where he's at, and then develops from that point. That is definitely accommodated for. So and because of that, the child doesn't feel the pressure to learn what he's not ready to learn yet. And also because he also gets to choose what he wants to learn, he would feel naturally motivated to do so. So this way it keeps the child's fire of learning going. And that is very important if you want your child to be able to enjoy and really keep learning for life. Yeah, so it would be a very good complement and supplement to have on top of what he's going through at school right now.
咁我仔咧約我3、4歲嗰時係喺度學嘢啦，咁佢學數學嘅，咁我就覺得咧數學嚟計，如果俾我自己教咧，我覺得係一個好抽象嘅嘢嚟嘅。咁譬如話我俾一個數字個小朋友睇，咁我當10先啦。咁其實10係代表咩咧？對佢嚟計，即係一個1，一個0。咁究竟係咩？咁好啦，10都簡單啲，可以攞到10樣嘢出嚟數。但係如果再上嘅時候咧，講到100甚至乎1000咧，我根本俾唔到佢睇究竟1100係有幾多。但係喺度咧係可以由1俾你數到好多嘅 digit 都可以。咁就將一樣抽象嘢變成唔抽象，咁我覺得係好緊要嘅。你要識到呢個 fundamental 你先可以再上。嗱，好緊要咧就係咧，細路仔咧係要有要冇自己嘅推動力嘅，係要人嚟 push 佢嘅。譬如我哋屋企咁啦，玩完啲玩具佢咧，你叫佢執，佢執得幾次都唔睬你啦，就話餓咗幾次都唔理你。但係喺度咧 Miss Vanessa 咧係要求咧 absolute 嘅 discipline 咧，就係拎咗出嚟嘅嘢要砌翻好好，因為咧喺度咧你要見到咧所有嘅教材咧都係擺得好 neat and tidy 嘅，咁我覺得咧係好緊要嘅。